Hello my viewers. Even though The Big Bang Theory has a Thanksgiving episode that many viewers love, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 1 quietly turned that same episode into something far more emotional when looking back. As a classic hangout comedy, The Big Bang Theory didn't do very many Thanksgiving specials. This makes sense. The holiday is typically one spent with family, not necessarily with friends, so its ensemble cast was usually split up during this time of year. Because of that, any Thanksgiving story the show attempted always ran the risk of feeling scattered or disconnected. Still, the show made a bold move in Season 7, Episode 9, titled The Thanksgiving Decoupling. That episode tried to juggle several different Thanksgiving gatherings at once, and surprisingly, it worked extremely well. It became one of the most memorable Thanksgiving-themed episodes in the entire series. In that story, Howard's mother decides to host a Thanksgiving dinner and invites Leonard, Penny, Amy, Sheldon, Bernadette, Raj, and Bernadette's father. Things get chaotic fast once Penny discovers that her silly wedding to Zack from years before, something she thought was a harmless joke, was actually legally real. But despite all of this drama, Sheldon unexpectedly becomes the star of the episode when he bonds with Bernadette's tough, intimidating father over a football game. This moment stands out because Sheldon has never shown much interest in sports, let alone football. So it becomes a hilarious shock to everyone, including the audience, when he starts breaking down complex plays and strategies like an expert. The punchline, of course, is that Sheldon grew up around the sport because his father, George Sr., worked as a high school football coach. Even though Sheldon never loved athletics, he absorbed tons of information about football as a kid simply by being around it. Because of this childhood exposure, Sheldon unintentionally became something of a football genius. Meanwhile, Howard is desperately trying and failing to win over his father-in-law, but Sheldon effortlessly impresses the man thanks to his encyclopedic knowledge. It creates some of the funniest moments in the entire episode. The Thanksgiving decoupling might be hilarious, but it isn't exactly emotional. That changed when Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 1, Episode 5, also a Thanksgiving episode, added layers of meaning that viewers could only see in hindsight. Suddenly, the old Big Bang Theory episode hits much harder than it originally did. In the newer series, audiences learn something heartbreaking. Sheldon wasn't present for the family's first Thanksgiving after losing George Sr. This small revelation retroactively adds a wave of sadness to the cheerful comedy of the Thanksgiving decoupling. In The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon often talks about his father in a dismissive or joking tone. Sometimes he even makes fun of him or downplays his intelligence. But young Sheldon, especially the episode titled Funeral, reveals a much more complicated emotional truth. Sheldon actually loved and respected his father very deeply, even if he didn't always know how to express those feelings. His perspective on life and emotions has always been unique, so his grief didn't look like the typical heartbreak viewers might expect. Here is where the Thanksgiving decoupling becomes unexpectedly powerful. Instead of giving Sheldon a tearful scene or writing a heavy dramatic storyline about missing his father, something that would have felt wrong for his character, the show used comedy to reveal his emotional connection. Sheldon suddenly showing real passion for football, the very sport his dad coached, says far more about his bond with George Sr. than any dramatic speech would have. It turns out that Sheldon held on to more of his father than he ever acknowledged. His instinctual football knowledge, his excitement, and the way he shines when talking about the game show just how much he absorbed from George Sr. without realizing it. It's a small, subtle way of showing how deeply his father influenced him. If the writers had forced a teary monologue about Sheldon missing his dad during that first Thanksgiving without him, it would have felt cheesy and out of place. Instead, having him suddenly dive into football decades later, with enthusiasm and surprising talent, beautifully captures their father-son relationship in a quiet, humorous, and heartfelt way. It's the perfect storytelling choice for a character like Sheldon. Because of this, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage's Thanksgiving episode does more than add emotional depth to the new series. It also makes The Big Bang Theory's Thanksgiving special even richer when rewatched. What used to be just a funny holiday episode now carries a bittersweet edge, showing how Sheldon's love for his father lived on in unexpected ways. Thank you for watching our recap. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.